Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're going to talk about the latest update in Medieval Engineers. So, what do we have all going for us? We do have a couple of things added, and the first thing I want to talk about is a new block. And it's not necessarily a new block, but it's a new variation of a block, so you won't see anything necessarily new in here. And it's the roof tiles. Now, see, as I said, all the blocks are the same. The main one you have here is with this and let's go ahead and grab that. We already have it in our toolbar. With this roof tile here, or this roof block tile section, you have more variations. So rather than just having this one choice, you now have a choice like this, like this, like this. Actually, the variations are quite numerous. You kind of have a three-way here. I'll place that down so you can kind of see it. So we have a three-way intersection. We have a four-way intersection. And unfortunately, it's not very many legal places that I can put that. And then we have back to our normal. So it's really cool that they added this in. It allows us to build a lot more elaborate roofs, which is honestly something that they needed to incorporate. And I look forward to seeing them incorporate these changes to some of the other roof tile blocks, like the wooden tops. They don't have those variations yet, nor do they have it with the hay top, although I would kind of understand if with the hay top if they didn't do those variations. Maybe because the limitations of that medium, maybe that you wouldn't have as many variations as you would with the roof tile tops. But with the wood tile tops, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to do the same thing, because I mean pretty much the main difference between these is, if I put that down, is rather than it being a tile roof, we have, like wooden shingles as our roof. So that's like the main difference. So again, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't have the same variations with the wooden one. But the hay one, I'm not really sure exactly if that's something that they would do or not. I mean, plop that down. I mean, maybe you'd have those variations, but again, I'm not really an expert on a thatch roof kind of construction, so you'll forgive me if I don't know if it has the same potential that the other ones would. But hopefully that's something that we get added in later, is these more variations, so that we can build a lot more variety of roofs. All right, so let's look at the last edition, and this is actually not that a whole lot involved with this update beyond the roofs. We have one other thing, and that is deer. Now, the one thing I will point out is the deer are pretty early development. At least that's what the devs have said. Now, the one thing about the deer is I honestly think their AI works a lot better than the civilian and barbarian bots. Now, the thing with the deer is, I wonder if we can sneak up on it. Will it allow me to sneak up on it? Okay, so we can sneak up on it, but as soon as it's aware of us, it runs. See how I stood up there? All right, so let's get down and let's pull out a weapon. I have a weapon selected, right? Okay, so you can't use it while you're crouched. Doesn't look like. I will try and sneak up on it, see if we can thwack it. Might be hard to pull off because I can't attack. Oh, I guess I can attack. All right. I'm just not seeing the animation for it. Oh, okay. As soon as I think it heard me. Okay, so we have a little bit of pathing issues there where the deer was running into a wall. All right, let's see if we can thwack it while it runs in circles. Hey, come back here. Cow. Oh, that was close. All right, so it's going to run off the hill there. Well, just to speed things up, let's see if we can actually kill it. So let's grab a little catapult ball as it runs away from me. And let's sneak up on it. I wonder if it heard me, because when you walk in the grass, there isn't really a footstep sound, or it's much more muffled. But then when I started walking on the dirt there, it was a more audible sound. All right, so let's just thwack it with the catapult ball. Oh, miss. Miss again. There we go. So there is a death animation for these, although it looks a little unpolished and the head seemed to disappear into the floor there. But it looks like we have some kind of interaction thing here, but it doesn't seem to work. I hit T, that doesn't do anything. K doesn't do anything. Let's try one other thing. I'm going to grab the manipulation tool. Make sure we have that selected. Oh, it disappeared. I was going to see if I could pick it up, but unfortunately it disappeared just as I was about to do that. Well, let's just plop another one down. And we'll hit that with a catapult ball and see if we can use the manipulation tool to pick it up before it runs away. Ah, that was close. There we go. Whacked it. Alright, and now let's go over here and... ooh, that's pretty sunk into the ground. Alright, I'm clicking on it with the manipulation tool and it doesn't appear that it's allowing me to pick it up. So... alright, so, that's something that hasn't been added to the game yet, but this is still very early. It looks like I can kick it around a little bit, but I can't yet pick it up. It might be too heavy to pick up, too. It's hard to say. And there it goes, disappearing again. So, that's a new addition to the game, and actually, honestly, I'm surprised that they had this this early in the game. And it kind of gives us a kind of insight on where maybe survival mode's going to go. I can imagine that we're going to have a bow and arrow sometime in the future so that we can actually effectively hunt these deer because, I mean, as you could see there, I mean, it's very difficult to get close to them, to hit them with a close combat weapon because... you can sneak up on them, but once you get close enough to them that they can hear you, they're going to bolt. Yeah, see, as soon as I could get close enough to him that he could actually hear me, even with the sneaking, he's going to bolt on me. So it's not really possible for you to hunt these things with hand tools. So you would need some kind of bow and arrow or spear, or for a second there, the terrain wasn't loading in, so we had a floating house there. Something, some kind of ranged weapon to attack these deer with and hunt them. And that also gives us an indication that they're probably going to add in food or something like that, some kind of food mechanic. Just like we have... okay, I just walked into that fence post and it knocked over. It appears these fence posts are not quite in the ground. Okay. I wonder if this is another one of those glitches after an update where the terrain is loaded in slightly like a slight varying degree. Because I'm pretty sure these fence posts were mounted in the ground before, but they all appear to be loading. And they weren't previously. And okie dokie. Okay, well that loaded in. Let's see if this fence post falls over. No, that one's alright. Although that one did fall over. Okie dokie. The house... is that floating? That one's hard to tell. It doesn't fall over, but it's kind of heavier, so I would imagine it wouldn't. Huh, okay. That's odd. Didn't really expect to see that, but okay. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the look at the latest update in Medieval Engineers. And, again, this is early access, and every once in a while, updates will come out that do something to your worlds and sometimes break them in odd and unusual ways. It seems like the most common bug that I'm facing sometimes is the world will get corrupted after an update, and it seems like the terrain will load in differently, so that either whatever you build is either a little bit further into the ground or a little above the ground, I guess in this instance. So I've had instance where the terrain loaded the objects that were in the world, lower than they would have been, so that they were actually within the earth. And that caused a lot of problems with buildings. Mostly, buildings that were above ground would be, you'd have grass and stuff inside the building, as the terrain was actually higher than the floor in some areas. I did have an issue where carts, when they loaded, they would load into the ground and literally just explode. Which, if you saw my a couple update videos you would have seen that. And then in this instance, it looks like it loaded in that fence like an inch or so off the ground. So then you just walk into it and it just falls right over. But in any case, as I said, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.